If you got a kid, don't ever let him put his cell phone near his head, and don't let him carry it in one of his front pockets. If it's a girl, don't let them carry the cell phone in their breast pocket. Don't let them carry them anywhere near their ovaries. And the farther the cell phone is from your head, when you're talking, the better off you are.
HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. there on why holding a device that is literally radioactive next to your head multiple times a day might not be a good thing, and how many people can say they've actually ever thought about that before. I really haven't. Or the fact that wearing wireless headphones might not be good for you, and how many people sleep with your cell phone plugged in inches away from your brain. And now there are hundreds of studies linking 5G, which is the wireless cell network on almost all of our cell phones, to an increase in cancer, cell damage, tumors, memory issues, fertility issues. The list goes on. Headline after headline, study links cell phone radiation to changes in blood cells. Parents question radiation from cell towers. Wireless radiation limits are too high to protect against cancer risk. Cell phone radiation fails public health. And we are now just months away from 6G, which is going to be even worse. Nick Hulsher is an epidemiologist at the McCullough Foundation. Dr. Devra Davis is the founder of Environmental Health Trust and the author of Disconnect, a scientist's solutions for safer technology. It's great to have you both. Nick, tell us briefly what 5G is doing to us.
Yeah, 5G is very deleterious to biological systems. In fact, there's already over 100 studies looking at what's called the millimeter wave gigahertz frequencies that 5G broadbands use, and it has been linked in basically every study that's not industry funded to significant gene expression alterations, DNA damage, some found tumor growth, and neurological injury.
And Dr. Davis, what are cell phones doing to our biological function?
Cell phone radiation, which is microwave radiation, disrupts the membranes of every living cell of every living creature that has ever been studied. So if you can disrupt a membrane, you can get things to circulate throughout the body.
Okay, and do you have any recommendations?
I certainly do.
What can people do besides not sleeping with the phone next to your bed?
I agree with Secretary Kennedy, and he and I have worked on this issue for many years. You should keep phones away from your head and body. You could use them on speakerphone. You should not carry them close to yourselves, and children should not be using phones. So I completely support proposals around this country and around the world today to keep phones out of schools and to let our children learn the way they're supposed to with paper and pencil and traditional learning, because we're seeing a huge decrement all over the world. Children are falling in achievement tests in math and science and reading.
I have an old school alarm clock now next to my bed. My team showed me this. Apparently, wireless headphones are not good because they are sending the signal from headphone to headphone right through your brain. Is that accurate?
That is absolutely accurate. Our website, ehtrust.org, has information that shows you exactly what happens when you take the AirPod out of the cover. They're radiating. When you put them in the brain, the radiation stops going out and goes in.
Should you just wear one?
Wearing one is better than wearing two, but the best is a wired headset with an air tube at the end.
All right. The other issue, Nick, these 5G cell towers that are all over the country. You can look at a map online and find how close you live to one. A lot of people don't even realize, because you just kind of see right through it when you see it. They're everywhere. Multiple studies that we found have supported this notion that cancer rates increase if you live essentially within a half mile of one of these things, and they're all over the place.
Yeah, they're basically everywhere now. And what I'm most concerned about actually is not only these 5G towers, but now they're actually going to be rolling out 6G infrastructure. There'll be many more base stations, so you'll be more saturated. And 6G is actually 5G on steroids. It operates at terahertz frequencies. This has already been shown to be able to induce DNA damage in neural stem cells, as well as genomic instability, as well as cell death, apoptosis in the laboratory.
Wow.
And so this is planned to be basically everywhere, and it will be used for AI brain chips as well as through-wall surveillance.
Okay, let me play you a soundbite. This is the CEO of Nokia talking about that.
2030, I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface.
Wow.
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
Yeah, Nick, that sounds like mind control, like Bill Gates stuff. Like, yeah, sure, just put a chip in your arm. Sorry, no thank you for me, personally. I don't need a cell phone chip in my body.
Yeah, exactly. But this is what's coming. China just approved the world's first commercial brain chip. We have Neuralink coming, and this is going to be pushed heavily on the population and interface with the new 6G infrastructure, probably resulting in very severe deleterious health effects, as well as merging human consciousness with AI.
Dr. Davis, I'm just wondering, why isn't anyone else in the media covering this issue?
Well, you'll have to ask your colleagues in the news media about that. But I can tell you that what people can do is they can write to Senator Cruz right now and tell him that his bill to streamline spreading 5G and 6G around the country should not go forward.
Yeah.
The Senate does not understand these issues. The last Senate hearing on this topic was in 2009 when I testified, as did members of the National Toxicology Program on the subject.
2009, I had a flip phone, Dr. Davis.
That is
correct. Give me a break. You know, I had a flip phone.
In 2009, phones were like on a 2-lane road.
Yeah.
Then they went on a 4-lane road, and now it's going to be as though the phones went from 2 lanes to 4 lanes to becoming airplanes.
Yeah, good. Appreciate you both being here. Thank you, Nick Hulscher, Dr. Devra Davis. Thank you.